Mark, very good to see you. An important topic today, how to protect your retirement savings if markets plunge. If you're within 5 years of retiring, either before or after, you are at your most vulnerable financially. Retiring in a down market presents a unique risk known as sequence of returns risk. Can you explain this for us, please?
Yeah, so what we mean by sequence of returns risk is, or what really how we phrase it is retiring into a negative sequence of returns. Because again, if we have our money invested at risk, we have variability of returns. And obviously somebody that retires into a bull market is going to have a very, very different outcome, especially when they're pulling income from their portfolio versus someone that retires at the beginning of a bear market or a big market decline.
Mm-hmm.
And really, with longevity, we have to remember those things can really throw us off the tracks if we don't have the strategies in place to mitigate that negative sequence of returns risk.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now let's get into the 5 tips to weather the volatility and mitigate that risk specifically. Number one, build a cash cushion. How does this help?
Yeah, so really, this is very helpful, especially if you have what we call a passive or index approach, because again, you're going to get all the market upside and all the market downside. So having a cash cushion of maybe 6 to 9 months, even 12 months out, now I can, instead of drawing from my assets that have declined, I can allow them to recover while pulling from my cash position. Now, we believe there's other things that you should do, but I think that's the first strategy that we really need to understand and have a proper amount on the sidelines.
All right. Next, consider changing the balance of equities and fixed investments in your portfolio. This is a delicate balance because you still need enough money invested in equities to combat inflation.
Yeah, so again, there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat, so to speak. And the way we talk to our clients is we kind of compartmentalize money. We have now money, soon money, and later money. Now, our
Mm.
later money is the inflation hedge. That's the market risk part of the portfolio. So yes, we want that invested in equities because again, if we have longevity, we live longer. We need an increase in income at some point, and we need growth. So yeah, we want to deploy strategies that not only capture the upside, but also, we're de-risking there. But really where we're pulling our income is from that soon bucket, which is very de-risked. In fact, we may even have some guarantees built in there. So
Mhm.
it's creating that income for the first maybe 5 to 7 years of our retirement.
Mhm. And you also may want to adjust your spending. Is this another way of saying adjust your withdrawal rate?
Yeah, so again, this is not where we want to be, but yeah, worst case scenario, or one of the worst case scenarios is we're going to have to adjust the amount of income we're receiving while the portfolio recovers, because maybe
Yeah.
we didn't do a good job of de-risking the portfolio on the front end. So yeah, now we're going to have to say, well, we're going to have to alter our expectations and live on less for what, it might be 1 year, it could be 2 years. We don't know, but ultimately we'd have to stress test that to find out for sure.
hmm And then on that note, as painful as it might be, you might want to work a little bit longer, which can help with income, obviously, and also delaying when you claim Social Security.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, we're now reliant on our now money is still our wages. So that market decline didn't affect us as much. But again, if we've done the job properly, the last two that we just talked about should never be an issue. I mean,
Right.
if we have a
Right.
bear market or a market downturn, we should have positioned ourselves so that if we want, we can still retire. We're still going to be okay.
Right, precisely. And that brings us to our last point here. Speaking with a fiduciary advisor can help ensure, again, that you retire when you want, just like you said, and an advisor can design a plan tailored to your goals and designed to protect against volatility and, again, sequence risk.
Yeah, so this is a very specific planning point, and I think you need to go to that fiduciary advisor that really specializes in income
Yes,
planning. A
right,
lot of
right,
us
right.
are on the side of the fence. Yeah, we want to accumulate wealth, but again, now it's about income and taxes, and identifying all those threats. So you want to find the right advisor that really has knowledge and expertise in doing those sorts of things.
hmm And Mark, I know that you have those certifications and you specialize in retirement planning. So if somebody wants to talk to you about whether or not they are ready to retire, or if they are on track in their retirement, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, so they can just give us a call. Our phone number is 303 681-0113. And anyone on our team would love to have a chat with you. You can set up a Zoom call or an in-office appointment with me. We can discuss those things, or go to our website. There's lots of resources. You can also book. You can see my calendar there. There's a calendar link. It's mcgregorwealth.com.
Great. Mark, thanks again for your time today. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Aaron, and have a wonderful rest of your week.